So yeah, we can kick in. I'll go on the back end to sort out what the WhatsApp.
It's all right. We can share the recording with them. Our apologies. I didn't know there was a
There's a
uh,
big there's a
audio.
more there is a
Yeah.
more argument for more numbers.
Okay, I'll share my screen now. If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up, communicate to me, and let me know if you can see my screen so we can go on.
Yeah, I can
Can
see
you
it.
see my screen? Okay, let's dive in then. Okay, I have introduced myself already, so just some more details. My name is Sole Sojotule. I was a recipient of the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program in the year 2021. So from 2021 to 2022, I studied at the University of Edinburgh, and you won't believe it, I didn't pay a dime. They were paying me while I was studying. So that's the joy and beauty of scholarship. They'll be paying you while you're studying. So I finished my master's in 2022, and I had the opportunity to also stay here and apply for jobs, got a job, and I'm still in the UK since I came to the UK in 2021. So I'm going to be sharing everything I know about scholarship. I am a self-taught scholarship applicant. Everything I know about scholarship, I learned it by myself. Before I applied for scholarship, I did not know anybody that won a scholarship before. I just know that okay, I used to hear about scholarship while growing up. And when I graduated, I wanted to study, but I know I didn't have enough fund. I'm not buoyant to finance my dream of getting a degree abroad or a master's even in Nigeria. So I decided to go to search for scholarships. I took the initiative. One thing about me that I know is that I take the initiative. I don't want I'm not someone that have to be spoon fed. I'm someone that when I have an idea, when I think about something, I take an action. As far as you have phone, internet, you can take an action to make anything possible for yourself. And that's the kind of person I am. I can learn multiple things online. So I went online to search about scholarships, and that was when I knew that of course there are scholarships available. And when I started my scholarship journey, I didn't know anything. And throughout my journey, I was able to gather a lot, know how to navigate it, know how to get it, know how to manipulate. No, it's not manipulate, like go through the process that somebody who's coming may not know. So everything I know about scholarship is what I'm going to tell you. And I'm opportunity to have won two fully funded scholarships in my life. I won the Global Korea Scholarship. It's a fully funded scholarship provided by the South Korea government, gives opportunity for people to study in Korea. I was one out of 11 Nigerians that won the Global Korea Scholarship in 2021. So I chose the Mastercard over that one. That's why I'm in the UK. So let's go on to talk about introduction to the UK scholarship. This section is focused on the UK. One thing you should know is that there's scholarship all over the world. Like I just mentioned, I won the Global Korea Scholarship. So you should imagine now that there is also fully funded scholarship in Korea. There's fully funded scholarship in Europe. There's fully funded scholarship in Australia, China, Japan. So many fully funded scholarship. But this section is going to be focused on the UK. Okay. So why the UK? The UK higher education sector is one of the best education sector in the world. The UK has the quality of education in the UK is recognized globally. It has a diverse culture and so many career opportunities. That is why the UK is very significant when you're talking about global opportunities and where to study. It's a top destination for many people in the UK if you're studying. At a point in my university, I was wondering if I was still in the UK because of the so many Asian faces I would see. So that's how much people come from all over the world to study in the UK, from Korea, from China, from everywhere, every part of the world. Is a very diverse community of students when you come to a UK, typical UK universities. And that is why you should choose the UK as one of the destination to study. Then there are different types of scholarship in the UK, which you should know if you're applying for scholarship. We have what we call fully funded scholarship, we have what we call partially funded scholarship, and we have tuition waivers. You need to know the difference so that when you're applying, you know what you're applying for. Okay. The fully funded scholarship, please, I need to be getting feedback. So If you're hearing me and it resonates with you, give me a thumbs up so I say that yes, you can hear me. So the fully funded scholarship is a type of scholarship that covers everything. It is fully funded. It means that they will take care of your tuition fees. They'll not just pay your school fees, they'll give you accommodation to stay. They'll not just give you accommodation, every study material that you need, they will give it to you. The food that you eat, they'll give it to you. The warm clothing that you wear, they will give it to you. And they will give you stipend, your living expenses, your daily food, they'll take care of it. Even the flight that will bring you from your home country to the UK, they will pay for it. And if you need to return, the flight that is taking you back to your country, they will pay for it. That is why it's called fully funded. Your visa, they will pay for it. Everything you need to bring you, they will pay for it. Your own is just to bring yourself and come. That's like the only thing. So that's why it's fully funded. So if you are somebody like me who could not even afford to travel to Cotonou. If you are from Nigeria, you will know what when I say Cotonou. Like, I can't afford to travel to the border of Nigeria. I decided to go for the fully funded scholarship because it has the overall package. It will cater for everything if you are not financially buoyant. So that's a fully funded scholarship. There's also what we call partially funded scholarship. Partially funded scholarship means they'll take care of some parts of what you need to study. So it might mean that, oh, they'll take care of your tuition fees, they only pay your school fees, or they only pay your accommodation, or they'll pay your school fees and your accommodation, but you need to bring yourself, you need to pay for your flight, you need to pay for your accommodation and all of that. So you have to know the part that they are taking care of. Maybe accommodation, your flight, and your school fees. Then every other thing like daily expenses, you have to take care of that. So it's partially funded. It depends on the scholarship and what the scholarship is offering. When you read it, when you see the requirements, you know it and you understand it. Then there's also what we call tuition waivers. Of course, tuition waiver is when they are just waiving your school fees. Like, okay, just £10,000 out of your tuition. If your tuition is £20,000, so we are going to take £10,000 out and we are going to pay. So you need to know that. So based on your financial status, you can target a particular scholarship that you think is best for you. And out of the three, the most difficult to get is the fully funded because it caters for everything. So it's the most difficult to get out of the three type of scholarship. Then what you need to know about difference between scholarship, grants, and student loan. These are terminologies that you also need to know. There are grants, there are scholarships, and there are student loan. Scholarships are generally support that are given to you to complete your studies. They give it to you so that you can help to complete your studies. Grants can be given to you based on a research to generate a certain output, and student loan is a loan that you have to pay back. So you need to know the difference between these terminologies when you're applying. But today we are focused on scholarship. So let's move on. Now that you know what scholarship is, let's talk about the different scholarships that are available and the top scholarships that are available. Okay. In the UK, we have the government funded scholarship, we have university scholarship, and we have other external NGO scholarship. Okay, we have university scholarship, we have government scholarships. So one scholarship that is being given in the UK is the Commonwealth Scholarship. The Commonwealth Scholarship is a scholarship that is being funded by the UK government and some of the universities in the UK. Commonwealth Scholarship has two types of scholarship. We have Commonwealth Scholarship, we have Commonwealth Shared Scholarship. Commonwealth Scholarship is being taken care of by the UK government. Please, if I am speeding, feel free to call me back, or at the end you can ask your questions. Okay, but I want everyone to follow. The fully funded Commonwealth Scholarship is a scholarship being given by the UK government, and it takes care of everything that you need to study in the UK. The Commonwealth Shared Scholarship is a type of scholarship that is being shared. The funding for that scholarship is being shared by the UK government and the university in the UK you are going to pay. For example, you want to study at London School of Economics. The UK government is going to pay, say, the total money that it takes you to study will be £100,000. The UK government is going to take £50,000, and the London School of Economics is going to pay £50,000. So they divide the responsibility between the government and the university, and that is why it is called London School of that's why it is called Commonwealth Shared Scholarship, because it is shared between the government and the university. Commonwealth Shared Scholarship has master's program and PhD program. Another type of scholarship in the UK is the Chevening Scholarship. It's also a government scholarship. The Chevening Scholarship, every year, the UK government opens up the Chevening Scholarship for many people to apply from different countries. Many countries in the world are eligible to apply for the Chevening. Oh, one thing I must mention for the Commonwealth Scholarship is that it is only Commonwealth citizens that are eligible for application. If you don't know what Commonwealth countries are, just type on your Google Commonwealth countries. You see the list of the countries. So these are former colonies of the UK. The colonial master, the UK, these are their former colonies that they came together to form Commonwealth. So the people that are eligible for Commonwealth scholarship is common. Please mute the person. Okay, yeah, sorry. So it is only the Commonwealth citizens that are eligible to apply for the Commonwealth scholarship. Then, unlike the Commonwealth scholarship, the Chevening scholarship is a UK funded scholarship covering tuition, living expenses, travel, to and fro from your country. The Chevening scholarship, unlike the Commonwealth, is open to almost all the citizens of the world. Almost every country can apply, except in certain circumstances. For example, I think in 2023 application cycle, something during the Taliban UK government withdrawal from Afghanistan, they put a halt to who can apply for Afghanistan. They say you need to reach out to the Commonwealth office to apply. So some certain things within your country can influence, say, okay, we don't want to add them this year. If not, almost all the countries of the world can apply for Commonwealth. So Nigeria is qualified and can apply for Chevening. Sorry, Nigeria can apply. Almost every African country can apply, and so many other countries in the world can apply for the Chevening scholarship. Then another scholarship that we have is the Gates Cambridge Scholarship. This scholarship is a fully funded postgraduate study at the University of Cambridge and is being funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So that is the scholarship. It's only tenable at the University of Cambridge. Then there's also a scholarship called Rhodes Scholarship, and it's for outstanding postgraduate students at the University of Oxford. It's only tenable at the University of Oxford, not all the universities in the UK. Then there's another scholarship that is called in the UK that is called the Great Scholarship. This is not a fully funded scholarship. It is a scholarship targeted at students from specific countries, and it offers partial funding for those students. So it's not going to cover everything. I think it covers up to £10,000. I know someone who got up to £10,000. So if you are buoyant, you can decide to get a £10,000 relief to help your education in the UK. Then another scholarship in the UK is university specific scholarship, and we have the Edinburgh Global Scholarship, where the Mastercard Foundation scholarship comes under. Okay, so the Mastercard Foundation, if you're wondering who Mastercard is, your Mastercard, your card, your ATM that you use, the Mastercard company. So they have an arm of the company, which is the foundation where they do their charity work. So the Mastercard Foundation has a scholarship that they give to students. And in the UK, they have a specific relationship with the University of Edinburgh, And most recently in 2023 and 2024, they 2024, they now have a relationship with the University of Oxford and the University of Cambridge. And with this, the Mastercard offers fully funded scholarship to students from sub-Saharan African countries. So there are some certain countries in Africa that are not sub-Saharan. So if you're confused, type in your Google sub-Saharan African countries. You see the list there and check if your country is there. Okay. So these are all the scholarships that are tenable in the UK. And all these scholarship, there is no one size fits all that applies to them. There is no one size fits all. All these scholarship have different methods that you can apply, different application cycle, different requirements, different needs. So one assignment for you as a scholarship applicant is that you must be able to read, digest information, and follow instructions. That's your number one test. You must be able to read what the scholarship is about, the process of the scholarship, what is tenable, what you need to bring, and what you need to do, how you need to apply, and what you need to submit. So there are specific little information that if you don't get it, you cannot get the scholarship. So that's one task and one test for you. You need to be able to know, go to Commonwealth scholarship and read everything about it and see what you can apply. It is endless list of information you need to digest to follow the process. Commonwealth opening time is different from Chevening opening time. Both of them are UK funded, but UK government funded, but there are different processes, different opening time, different application process, different requirements. So you need to be able to understand it. Gates, Rhodes, Great Scholarship, Mastercard Scholarship. You need to know when they are opening and when they are closing, what you need to bring, what you need to do, plan your application ahead, package your application, and submit it. So let's move on. Now that you know the top scholarships in the UK, let's move on to eligibility and application requirements, which is where a lot of people are confused about. How will I be eligible? What do I need to submit? What do I need to do? While I've already mentioned that all these scholarships have their different processes, right? There are some common things that you need that cut across all these scholarships before you apply. Because of our time, I won't be able to touch base on the application process of each of these scholarships that I mentioned. It will take 1 week masterclass for us to do that, because each of these session can take 3 hours to explain. So what do you need to do? Recently, last month, I held a webinar on the Commonwealth scholarship. So you need to go to my YouTube channel to find this webinar on Commonwealth scholarship, and we digested everything's Commonwealth, what you need to submit, their website, everything. So if you need information, more information, you can go there. Also on the Mastercard scholarship, I've done so many videos on the process of Mastercard. You can go there and look for Mastercard specific. However, what we are going to do today is that we are going to touch on things that all of them have in common, okay? Because we do not have luxurious time to spend here today. Okay, so eligibilities and application requirements. For most of these scholarship, they have academic qualifications and grade that you need for you to be able to apply. And for most of these scholarships that I mentioned, you need at least 2-1 to apply for them. For the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship, which is the one that I won, you need at least 2-1. That is second class upper, what we call second class upper, or 3.5 CGPA over 5.0, 3.5 over 5.0 if it's a 5-point scale. So that is what you need, 2-1 second class upper at least, for you to be able to meet and apply for this scholarship. If you have less than 2-1, you need to target other countries. If you have less than 2-1, I think you have better chance in other countries than in the UK. Or if you have less than 2-1, like 2-2, and you have vast experience, I mean, you are talking about 10 years working experience, you can check Chevening scholarship, because Chevening does not have a requirement that you must have 2-1, but they have a requirement that you must be admitted to a UK university. So with 2-2, you can apply for Chevening. But when I teach scholarship, I'm always very realistic. I don't like to give people false hope when I teach scholarship. I give them practical things they should expect based on their CGPA, based on their experience. I'm very direct to prepare your mind. Okay. So if you don't have a second class upper, don't apply for Mastercard. Don't apply for Commonwealth. It will just be a waste of time. And fate does not work here. There is no yeah, so you need to be able to have at least 2-1 for you to apply. Are you following so far? Please give me a thumbs up and I will know that you're following me. So I'm not just talking. I know that you're following. Okay. Give me a thumbs up. Um Okay, thank you, Precious. Yeah, you are following. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys. You're following. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's move on. 2-1 is essential. Another thing that you need is an English language test. Yes, which you can dodge and you may not be able to dodge. Okay. During my time, I was fortunate I was able to dodge the English language test. You will now be wondering what is an English language test, because when I started my scholarship journey, I remember they asked me a question in one of the application that I was filling, and I was new. I didn't know anything about scholarship. They said, "Is English your first language?" And I said, "Yes. I've been speaking English since primary school. I went to secondary school. I spoke English, and I'm now in the university. I spoke English. So yes, English is my common language. Is my first language." Then I thought, okay, let me go and ask Google. And I asked Google, is English my primary language? English Google said no, English is not my first language. And I was surprised. And that was the first time I knew what an English proficiency test is. So if you're an African, you are and other countries, you are considered, except some few countries in the Caribbean, you are considered that English is not your first language. The UK government assume, although they colonized us, they assume that you don't understand English enough for you to study in the UK. So for you to study in the UK, they need you to show that you understand English. And the only way you can show that you understand English is by presenting an English proficiency test. Okay. For university-based applications, if you have like English in your WAEC, they can take it. Some can take it. If you have your university, your Senate, write a letter to the UK university saying you were taught in English and you understand English, some can take it. But for most of these scholarships, they won't take it. They will tell you to write an English language test. During my time, I was fortunate that this COVID thing was up and so many things happened, and the Mastercard University Foundation plus Edinburgh University decided to give us the Edinburgh English test. Some of them have university-based English tests, which the embassy accepts. So that was what I took. I didn't take the IELTS and the TOEFL. So IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, these are English language tests that you can take to prove that you understand English and that you can undertake your studies in English. And these tests usually last for 2 years. So if you want to write this test, when I talk to people, I know I talk to a lot of people coming from not so privileged background. So I tell them, be very strategic about when you take this test. Take this test when you see that there is a chance of you getting a scholarship. For example, you make it to the interview stage of Chevening, take the test. Don't just submit a Chevening application and take the test, because the test is like 200 and something thousand, and it expires after 2 years. So you need to be very strategic so you don't waste money as to when to take the test. Okay. So moving on, another thing is work experience or volunteer experience. Most scholarships need you to have a volunteer experience, and if you have work experience, that's even better. No, that's good. If you have a work experience, that's good. If you have a volunteer experience, that's even better. Yes, volunteer experience. In this country, in the UK and many developed country, they value the time that you do things for your community. They value the time that you take out of your busy schedule to say, I'm not going to do something for money today. Today, I just want to clean my city. Today, I just want to form a community group to form solidarity for maybe this set of people living with disability. Today, I just want to help my community fight flood. Things like that. Oh, I just want to help farmers. I want to help girls with pad. I want to teach girls, bring girls into STEM, bring girls into tech. Things like that, they like it. So that's why I say work experience good, volunteer experience even better. Volunteer experience is one way you can sell yourself to any scholarship and they are going to pick you. So if you don't have work experience, you don't have volunteer experience, start doing it now. That is all you need to do. Unfortunately, a lot of us spend our time in the university learning alone, focusing on our studies. We didn't care to undertake like other volunteer work, like so many societies within the universities that we can participate in. We didn't care about it. There were a lot of communities within our university that we could have worked with, but we didn't care. Aside other leadership positions like SUG, student union government, faculty roles and all, we didn't care a lot of those things, but those are things that you need to win a scholarship. It's not too late. If you are presently in school, good for you. If you are not in school again and you're working, aside your normal 9 to 5 that is paying you, take out time to do something for the community. It will help your scholarship application. Okay, because the aim of most of this scholarship is that they help you so you can help your community. They help me so that I will be able to help my people, my country, help develop Africa. So showing that you are open to volunteering demonstrates that yes, once you learn something, it's not going to end with you. You are going to share it and give it to your community. That's why volunteer experience is very important to getting a scholarship. Moving on, there's what we call personal statement and motivation letter, and it can also be called essays, right? This is what helps you. This is what makes the difference in your scholarship application. Aside your first class, second class upper, your grade, anything that you're bringing, your certificate, your award, the way you tell your story in your personal statement, your motivation letter, your essay, that's what is going to make a difference. The scholarship committee, they don't know you. Your ability to sell yourself in your personal statement is the only thing they are going to use to pick you from the others. So this is something that you need to apply for scholarship. And there is no genuine scholarship in the world, no genuine scholarship in the world where you not write an essay. Okay, take it from me, no genuine scholarship except it's a scam. There's no scholarship that you cannot write essay, and that is what deters so many people from applying for scholarship. Oh, I can't do the the endless essay. This is what fishes the outstanding and persistent people out from the people that are not persistent. The essay process is very rigorous, it's very testing, it's very tasking, it's very time demanding, so that in fact you may not even submit the application. So submitting the application is not it. You must still submit a quality application and it takes time. And that is why you need to prep yourself. Prep yourself, plan ahead, give yourself 3 4 months to the scholarship opening date. Do what you need to do, write your essay, look for somebody to review it for you, not rush, but take your time systemically, and then submit your application. So that's one way you can get it right in scholarship. And if you don't get the scholarship, one number one problem will be your essay. Other things that you need to apply for scholarship: transcript. A transcript, many of us, if you don't know, is a breakdown of your academic record from your university. 100 level first semester, 100 level second semester, second year second semester and first semester, your grades, right, and the courses that you took. The transcript will break it down, and that is what transcript is. So for you to get a scholarship, they need to know how you performed each and every semester. Did you get an A? Did you get a B? That's what a transcript is going to do. So you need transcript. That's like the number one document you must have to apply for scholarship. How do you get this? To get it, you need to approach your senate or your school administrative body and tell them you want to apply for your transcript. They will guide you through the process. Pay money. You have to pay in Nigeria. Other places you don't have to pay. You pay in Nigeria to get your transcript, and then they send it to the school. Can say the scholarship can say send it to the school or upload it. Many of these scholarships I mentioned in the UK, you need to upload it. Nigerian universities have a way of saying we don't issue transcript to students. We only give it to the scholarship or the university. But many of the scholarship I mentioned, they need you to upload it. So what do you need to do? You need to email your transcript to a certain Nigerian university where you have somebody, so the person can collect it from them and give it to you so you can upload them. That's the cheat code. Extra bonus for me on that one. I discovered that. Okay, that's a comic relief anyway. There's no okay, nobody else is here for me to even say. I'm just saying myself. You guys, okay, no problem. Okay, are you following me so far? Okay.
Sorry,
If you can
I just wanted to like since you just want to do a quick catch up with them. So I just wanted to ask a few people to go in the comment section to put like a love emoji if you're enjoying the
yeah.
so far. Can you just say like 5 people before we go ahead? Don't forget you can actually you're gonna ask a question at the end of the session. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
you ask your questions at the end.
Yeah, so if we see 5 people put the love emoji, of course she'll know that she she's not just talking to herself.
Okay, all right. Because I'm just seeing myself. Please, if convenient, please if you can turn on your video, it would be good. So that have conversation with people. Please turn off your audio, not your audio, because I don't want little Zainab to be talking. All right, let's move on. Okay, aside transcript, you need your certificate. Yeah. So for many of us, if you're from Nigeria, after you graduate, they give you what they call statement of results. And after that statement of results, you have access to your original certificate. So once you get your original transcript, you can use your statement of results to apply for a scholarship pending when you get your certificate, because I know that the Nigeria process can be very slow when you're applying for this particular certificate. So if you don't have it yet, take your provisional certificate or whatever they call it in your school and use it to apply. By the time you get the scholarship, you'd have processed the original certificate and you give it to them. Other things that you need a recommendation letter. I know so many of us have burnt the bridges between our lecturers because they were so wicked for you when you were in school, so you don't even talk to them anymore. Well, that is not the case here. You need your lecturers to write a recommendation letter for you. So if you don't have any relationship with them anymore, start building that relationship. Start calling them and greeting them once in a while and tell them that you are going to apply for scholarship and you need them to help you write a recommendation letter. Tell them you want to put their details in the recommendation letter, okay, so they can do that for you, so they can do the recommendation letter for you. So you need them, and you need a lecturer that is ready to go through the process with you, because for all these scholarships that I'm mentioning, you can get up to 10 recommendation letters. So you need somebody that believes in you, who's ready to wake up in the middle of the night to write your recommendation letter for you. Okay, so let's move on. Aside recommendation letter, I've talked about the English proficiency letter, which is an alternative to the English language requirements. Where possible, you can give English proficiency letter. You write to your senate writes it for you, and you can present it. But many of the scholarships that I listed, they want an IELTS or TOEFL from you. Then the last thing is your passport. You need a passport, an international passport. If your country have different passports, is an international passport that you need to apply for a scholarship. So if you don't have a passport yet, you can start the application. However, you need to get a passport as soon as possible, because it will help with it to speed your application. For Mastercard, Chevening, you don't need to upload a passport. But once you get the scholarship, you need a passport to travel. So that will not hold you back. You can start your application while you work towards it. Moving on, how to find the right scholarship. So I've been talking about all these scholarships. You'll be wondering, how do we get this scholarship. Number one, research. You have to research the scholarship that fits your profile and goals. So I mentioned different type of scholarship. I already said it. Some you need 2-1. So it means if you don't have a 2-1 in a certain scholarship, you are not qualified. So you already know. Then there are some certain scholarship that gives specific courses for you to apply. So does that suit you? Is that what you want? For example, if you're applying for Mastercard, there are certain courses that they put on the website and say these are courses you must apply before we sponsor you. So does that align with your goals? Is this what you're looking for? You need to answer that question by yourself when you're applying for scholarships. Then you need to also look at key websites and platforms to find scholarship. I'm going to go ahead to mention some of the websites that I know that you can apply for scholarships. And then yeah, aside the main official scholarship website, for Chevening scholarship, you find it chevening.org. For Mastercard, you find it on their website. For Commonwealth, you just need to type Commonwealth scholarship and you find it. Okay. Okay. If you have your phone, you can bring your phone out and type Chevening scholarship. When you type Chevening scholarship, you will see chevening.org. I'm doing this because a lot of people will come to DM just to say, where's the link? The first thing any scholarship applicant should be able to do is find the link themselves. So type Chevening scholarship, you will see, like, chances are the first 3 search engine out result that the search engine will put out will be the Chevening website. And how do you recognize it? Chevening.org. You see it if it's genuine. If ads are not popping out, from everywhere, it means that's the Chevening official website. So you find it. It's just for you to type the name of that scholarship and you are going to find the scholarship. Okay. So other websites that you need to find scholarship aside the main scholarship, right? There are some specific website that their goal is to bring scholarship from different parts of the world and post it on their website. So one of them is Opportunity Desk. Write it, Opportunity Desk. It's a website that I trust, to put the scholarship there, and then they will link it to the main page of the scholarship. Okay, they'll put the scholarship. Always find the link to the main website of the scholarship, because that is not where you're applying for the scholarship. Their own is to just put the information. It's just like searching for job websites. Then you go to the main company to apply for it. So that's how it works. There's another website called Scholarship Positions. You can also find it there on Scholarship Position. There's another website called Opportunity for Young People, right? You can also find it there. So you can find all the scholarship in this kind of websites. Then how to avoid scams in finding scholarship. Yeah, I remember when I started teaching people scholarship, a lot of people say it's scam, that is a lie. The people don't even believe in it. There's like, it's a lie, it's scam. Well, it's not scam, and I'm going to teach you how to identify the scam. Okay, number one thing you need to know: once a scholarship say you don't need to write an essay, it is scam. There's no scholarship in the world that you not write an essay. So if you want an easy pass, fortunately, many people want an easy pass. They don't like scholarship where they have to write essay. But any scholarship that you're not writing an essay is scam. Number two, if you're applying to a scholarship, verify the website. If the website is popping ads everywhere, it is scam. Okay. If the website does not end with .org or .co.uk, if you're applying for scholarships in the UK, chances are the URL will end on UK. For universities in the UK, their extension is usually ac.uk. So check that extension very well. If it's having extension like .za, .fpi, .this, it may be scam. Verify that website very well. If they're asking you to pay money for them to give you offer letter, or pay money to give you the scholarship confirmation, it is scam. No scholarship will ask you to pay money for anything. They will never ask you to pay money. It is scam. So that's how to identify scam scholarship. If they randomly call you or email you and you can't verify that email to a university, it is scam. So be careful of fishy emails. Be careful of people asking you for money to pay for offer letter and all. Although there are some application fee you have to pay for UK universities, but most of these scholarship that I mentioned, if you are applying for them, they'll waive the application fee for you. Okay, they'll waive it. If you're applying for Chevening, you just need to tell the university you're applying for Chevening and they will waive the application fee. So yes, be careful of falling for scams. All right, moving on. How do you now win a scholarship? It is a very big question. You have to write a compelling essay to win a scholarship. All the scholarships that I mentioned, Chevening, Commonwealth, Mastercard, like I said, they have essays you have to write. So writing a very compelling essay is what is going to make a difference for you when applying for the scholarship. Chevening have 4 essays you have to respond to: leadership essay, networking essay, study in the UK essay, and career plan essay. Those are the 4 essays. So there are questions that they will say. For the leadership essay, they will say, tell me about a time that you led people, what was the result, and blah blah blah. Tell me about a time. They will put scenarios like that, and you have to tell them a time that you did that thing, and you write it in a compelling way. They'll give you like 500 words to write that thing. And there is a way to write it. We have the STAR approach, which is a situation, task, action, and result to writing a scholarship essay. If you are interested in writing your first in submitting your first scholarship, I think that you should undertake a task in learning scholarship essay. And to do this, go to YouTube, type scholarship essay. If it's Chevening, type Chevening, how to write Chevening scholarship essay. And there are so many Chevening scholars that did not skip the information. They've done so many videos, and you can look at it and and learn how to write the essay. You know why I'm saying this? Because essay is another topic on its own in the scholarship world, and you can't learn it by me talking about it for 2 minutes. So you need to undertake a task on how to write the essay. I've also done a webinar before, uploaded on YouTube, on how to write the essay, specific webinar on essay. So if you want, like I said, one of your tasks as a scholarship hopeful is for you to be able to fish things out. So go and type how to write essay Sole Sojotule on YouTube. You will see the video. So you need to learn how to write this essay, because that's what is going to make the difference for you. The scholarship body does not know you. They don't know anybody. You need to be able to write your essay in such a way that it is compelling, it is addressing their question, and you are selling yourself. A lot of mistake that a lot of people make is that they use their suffering story to think that that's what can give them scholarship. But what you don't know is that a lot of us are suffering. Is there a Nigerian that have not suffered? Maybe a child of a politician, of course, but every Nigerian have a suffering story. If I ask Kolade now, he will have his own Oshodi story or Lagos hustle story. So the way you have your Lagos hustle story and all your suffering story, another person in another part of Nigeria have their hustle story. Another African in Zimbabwe have their hustle story. So if everybody tell their hustle story, who will I give the scholarship to? So they don't give the scholarship based on your hustle or your suffering or how you have suffered since they gave birth to you. So it's not about, oh, I am poor, give me the scholarship. The scholarship body wants to see the difference you can make. So you are telling them, this is me, this is my struggle. Despite my struggle, this is what I'm doing to help the world. Despite my disadvantage, this is what I'm doing to help the world. This is what I'm doing to do this. And this is how I want to create change in my community. And this is what I am already doing. So while everybody is selling their own suffering story, you are gaining an upper hand by telling them that yes, although I am not too privileged. This is what I've been doing in my community to make a difference. And that's how you get picked. That's the cheat code to scholarship. I was opportuned to be part of the panel to assess scholarship applications. And I tell you, after marking the applications, I cried. Like, a lot of Africans are suffering. A lot of our people are suffering. And then I say, how many people do Mastercard want to give this scholarship to? How many people do we want to give this scholarship to? The scholarship slot is 20. There are like 6,000 applicants telling me that this is their last hope. The scholarship is their last hope, and based on what they are writing, it does not meet the requirement. You are only selling your suffering story. What about the difference you want to make in your society? What about other things you can sell to make yourself, stand out of the crowd? So don't do the mistake of selling only your suffering story and how you are the only hope of your family. Oh, if you do that, you are not going to get picked. You need to say, for example, Mastercard have an essay that says, tell us about your struggle to education. Tell us about the barriers that you have faced in education, right? And how, I think, and you tell us the barriers you have faced in education and how you meet the key selection criteria for the Mastercard program. And so many people will focus on their barriers to education and not talk about how they meet other criteria. Other criteria include leadership. Other criteria include academic excellence. They don't talk about that one. They only talk about their suffering. Okay. So in writing such essay, you need to say, okay, I am an ordinary a Nigerian from an ordinary humble background. You get, during my university days, I had to borrow laptop to do my assignment. I had to go to cyber cafe to spend extra money to do my assignment because my parents couldn't afford laptop for me. I couldn't even pay school fees. However, despite that, I was still very active. I was the class rep in my class. I was teaching people, students who I saw that, they needed extra help in learning. I was organizing tutorials for them. Now they'll be like, despite this person suffering, is able to still do this. Okay, this person is capable of making change in their community. And that's it. So do not make the mistake of selling your suffering story. Okay, all right, moving on. Like I said, you need to, all these scholarship have their own specific essays. Mastercard have 4 essays you need to answer. Chevening have 4 essays you need to answer. Commonwealth have like 11 essays you need to respond to. Yeah, so you need to be able to, you can find these essays online too. Just search Chevening essays because most of them repeat the same questions every year. So that way, Chevening always open in August. So by June, July, August, by May, you start writing your Chevening essay. Okay. And then after you finish, you look for a Chevening scholar to help you review, to make adjustments and help you figure out the error and ways you can make the application better. Then once you finish that, you can look for Mastercard essay if you want to apply for Mastercard, and write the essay. Look for a Mastercard scholar to help you review it. Attend webinars, join groups for scholarships so you can prepare ahead. The funny thing about the scholarship thing is that they all open at once. From August, September, October, November, all the scholarship open. So if you are not careful, if you have not started preparing from now, you can find yourself in rushing to submit this one, rushing to submit that one. That's why you need to be strategic about it. Plan ahead. Chevening opens in August. Mastercard opens in October. Almost 3 Mastercard in the UK open in October. So it means from May, you need to work on your Chevening essay. You need to project the Mastercard essay, write it ahead, plan ahead. That's the only way you can succeed. Okay, so if you need detailed explanation on essay, please, I have a video on essay writing when it comes to scholarship. Very vast techniques to use: situation, task, action, results, how you can sell yourself, the situation, the task, the action you took, and the result, and how you need to have a team. Okay, another thing I tell people is you need to have a team. on the sustainable development goals. If you don't know about sustainable development goals, browse it now. Write sustainable development goals. They are United Nations goals for the world till 2030. So look at sustainable development goals and ask yourself, what best resonates with me? What problem can I solve among these sustainable development goals? And form your application around one of these sustainable development goals that resonates with you. It could be ending poverty, it could be end hunger, it could be gender equality, it could be climate change. Try and focus your efforts on one and build your essay around that thing, so that in your leadership essay you are not talking about climate change, and then your uh studying the UK essay you are talking about another thing like electricity or something else that is not related. That way they'll feel like your vision is not straightforward. So you need to have a team, develop your essay, your writing around that theme. Okay, I can answer further essay questions if you have them, but you do yourself a lot of favor if you find specific essay essay webinar that I've done. It will help you a lot. All right, moving on. Some of this scholarship may need your CV or your resume. CV in the UK. It is not all. Mastercard don't need your CV. Chevening don't need your CV. But if you are applying to universities, they may ask you for CV. That you need your academic CV. There's an academic CV and there's a work CV if you are not aware. So you need an academic CV in case they ask you for your CV. But most of the scholarship I mentioned today would not require your CV. Some will. I think Mastercard in Canada and all they require CV. But yeah, this one you don't need a CV. Then another thing you need is strong recommendation letter. People don't pay attention to this one, but it's very necessary. So if you get through the first stage of the application process or during the application, they can tell you to give them a recommendation letter. Tell your lecturer to write a recommendation for you. And many lecturers will do, I like Zainab. Zainab is a very good student. I thereby recommend 3 lines, and that is it. Mm-mm. That is not acceptable. The lecturer needs to speak to your abilities, your leadership experiences, things that you bring to your table and to the table, and why they should choose you for the program. So once you get to that point, don't allow any lecturer to write "I highly recommend" for you in 3 lines. If possible, ask them, can I write the reference letter, and then you adjust it. If they accept, write detailed things about yourself, sell yourself, and then send it to the lecturer to endorse wherever possible. If they don't accept and they need tips, tell them, give them tips that you need a strong recommendation letter and not just "I highly recommend." Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll go ahead and take your questions now. If you have any questions, let me know and we'll answer them. I think it's better this way so that I can delve into specific questions that you have. Okay?
Yeah.
If you have any questions that have been asked, yeah, Colade, you can read them out and we can take them.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that, before we actually jump into the question side, so far, if you guys have actually enjoyed this session, please, I just want to put in the comment section, an emoji to show that, you really followed and you're actually ready for the Q&A. Do not forget to actually mute yourself. Of course, raise your hand and we'll take it in queue. Yeah, I mean, if people are enjoying the session so far. Yeah, so do not forget to actually raise up your hand and from there we can actually take the questions. Even I myself, I think I have one question.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, people giving feedback that they enjoy the section. Yeah, you can type a question if you don't feel comfortable to ask the question. Yes, of course you can type. Yeah, you can. So let me see. Okay, let me see. Are you still presenting?
Okay, I can stop now.
Yeah. So great. One thing though, will people have access to this resource, or is actually is confidential?
If they want the slides, I can send it, but if you are going to put the recording online, I can post the recording on YouTube. They'll see it anyways. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay, great. So if people are already raising up their hands, so I think Mildred is the first person. Yeah. So start with Mildred.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Mildred.
So my question is this: I've actually spent time researching some scholarships, and some of them require you to return back to your country after studying. So I want to know, like these ones you mentioned, what's like the criteria in terms of either staying back and maybe getting a job like you, or returning back to your country. So I just want to know what that is about. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people who say they are not applying for scholarship because they have to return to their home country. So yeah, many of these scholarships will require you, especially the ones funded by the UK government, to require you to go back to your country because it is taxpayers' money they are using to fund you. So they need you to go back to your country for at least 2 years to give back to your country before you can come back to the UK. But the only flexible one there is the Mastercard scholarship, which is the scholarship that I want. The Mastercard scholarship does not believe in enforcing you to do something that is not in your plan. So they want you to have the full potential to explore yourself. If you feel like you need to gain some work experience in the UK, feel like you need to go back immediately, even they recognize that giving back to your country does not mean you have to go back to your country. I'm hosting this webinar now, giving back to my community, but I'm not in Nigeria. So it's only the Mastercard that is flexible in that area. Any of the Mastercard, you can stay back in the UK or return when you complete. But most of the scholarship funded by the UK government, the Chevening, the Commonwealth, you have to go back to your home country when you're done to spend at least 2 years, then you can return. Also, for those scholarship, there are also some kind of exceptions, right? For the Chevening and the Commonwealth, if you gain like a PhD while studying for your masters, they will make an exception for you to continue your PhD. Or yeah, that's the only exception on case by case basis. But the requirement for government for scholarship is that you go back. Mastercard is flexible.
Right.
But let me add that going back to your country should not deter you from applying for this scholarship. That's something. When I was applying for scholarship, I applied to Chevening, despite knowing that I need to go back to my country. Why do I say this? The UK education, gaining a master's degree in the UK is globally recognized. So even if you have to go back to your country, you are going back as a different person. You are not going back as somebody with a BSc from Osun State University anymore. You are getting a master's from the UK, and it can open opportunity to every other part of the world. In Europe, you can get jobs in Europe and get jobs everywhere. You can even get higher paying jobs in Nigeria or Ghana or your African country. So that should not deter you. I encourage you to apply for both the one that require you to go back and the one that don't require you to go back. If you get the two, you can now make a choice as to the one you want to pick. But it's better, I would say, wherever possible, it's better to have that master's degree, have that international work exposure, and then if possible, you can return 2 years, come back, do your PhD, get a job. So many things you can do. It should not just stop you from applying. That's what I want to say in essence.
Yeah, great. So we'll just go to the next person then. I think next person is Ace. Is he there? Okay, I think we'll
Yes,
just
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
great.
Okay. Good evening. So, regarding the volunteer experience, sort of. So, I was into politics while I was in school. It's been a while I finished school. So, my challenge now is how do I lost the certificate I got because of movement here and there and all that. So, how do I prove that I was into politics as a student?
You, you just need to prove it by being sincere and writing it in your application. Nobody is going to ask you to bring the certificate to prove that you did the politics or you did the social work. Okay, be true to yourself. Write it in your application sincerely and what you did. They will not say bring your certificate. And if you have like video evidence and thereabout, you can put that is relevant. You can add the links to your application, but it's not a requirement. You just need to write the story and how you participated and how it is relevant. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So we'll just jump into the next person. Next person is Fermi, yes.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Solis, for the time. So very quickly, I have two questions. The first one is, so someone already asked about staying. So if I'm to like apply for Mastercard, so I'm trying to understand. I have to apply to the university before I apply for the scholarship, right? Because I think early this year just started, and late last year I started checking for scholarships, but I saw that the deadlines were like so close that I wish I had planned ahead. So I'm just trying to understand, okay, I have to apply to these universities, get the admission before I now push forward to apply to this scholarship. That's Mastercard. And also my next question would be that how flexible is it in terms of, so I'm looking forward to like applying for PhD program in terms of, okay, bringing spouse. Yes, thank you.
Okay, you have a master's and you're applying for PhD.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have to apply to the school or to the scholarship? It depends on the scholarship that you are applying to. Okay. You need to, that's why I say one of your tests will be your ability to follow instructions. You need to read about the scholarship, and the process of how you should go about it will always be written in the application, and how you should go about it. So even for Mastercard has Mastercard in Cambridge, in Edinburgh, and Oxford. However, their recruitment process is different. Okay, there is no one size fits all recruitment process to all the Mastercard at the University of Edinburgh requires that you apply to Mastercard Foundation Scholarship, and then when they filter you and you get through to the interview stage and you get the scholarship, that is when you should apply to the University of Edinburgh, if you get me. That is their own process. That's for Edinburgh. But for Cambridge, I think they require that as you are submitting your application to Mastercard, you also need to submit application to Cambridge. Okay, so it depends on the scholarship. For Chevening scholarship, you need to apply to Chevening as well as apply to at least 3 UK universities. For Commonwealth Share Scholarship, you need to apply for Commonwealth, at the same time apply to Commonwealth universities. So you need to follow specific instructions, which is going to be laid out in how to apply for the scholarship, usually found on their website. So there is no size, is not one size fits all. It's not one process for everybody. Different scholarship, different process. Pay attention to what they are asking you to do. If you're applying to Edinburgh requires that you submit only to the scholarship, don't submit to the school. Once you get the scholarship, you can then send your application to the school. And for Chevening, submit to the scholarship, and you need to also submit application to the school and get an admission. So that's how it is. Then for PhD, how flexible it is that you can bring your partner. Many of the scholarships have different requirements as to if they are going to support your partner or not. What I know for Mastercard, they do not support partners. They don't support your partners, but you can bring them. Okay, you can bring them, but they are not going to pay for them. They are only responsible for you. They will pay for you, and they will bring them. You can bring them with your own funding, like for your own money. You can bring them. For the GATE scholarship, I think they support partners. If they give you and you want to bring your child and your partner, they'll pay for them as well. So it depends on the scholarship, and it is usually mentioned in the offers and the packages that they give for the scholarship. All those information, you can find it on specific websites. And like you said, that is what I said. You have to prepare from now. You don't One thing about scholarship is that you can't just accidentally store money today and apply tomorrow and get it. No, you have to plan ahead when they open, because the application has a lot. There's something like recommendation letter. You can't just call your lecturer today and tell them to write recommendations for you tomorrow. You can't just call me today now and say, Sules, come and help me review my scholarship. Is ending tomorrow. I have my own business. I have my own things I'm doing. Your lecturer have their own things they are doing. So you need to give people time so that you do your own part. You give them time to help you do their own part to help your life as well. So it doesn't happen by accident. Plan ahead, create an application tracker. I use that for my job applications as well. Like I had it like it's more like a roster or to do or application tracker as to the scholarship I'm going to apply. August, Chevening scholarship. October, Mastercard scholarship. December, this scholarship. I'll put the dates and the potential dates they are going to open, right? Then I'll plan ahead. Okay, 2 months before this, I'll use it for Chevening. Then I can have another 2 months to write 3 Mastercard application. Then I can have another 1 month to write this. You need to be strategic about it. You need to plan. It doesn't happen by accident. That's the last thing I'll say. It doesn't happen by accident. You have to plan ahead. Did I answer your question?
You did. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think the next person is Hike.
Hi, thank you so much for your time. Sorry, I have multiple questions based on the responses you've given so far. My
Okay.
first question first is to ask her about, so what was the discipline or the special, like you studied from the scholarship? What was your area of specialism?
I studied Africa and international development.
Okay. Oh yes. So and sorry, off the base of that, like, are you currently doing anything within tech, like project management, because of like when you were talking about planning, like
Oh,
yeah.
no. I'm not in project management, but project management applies to your everyday life, right?
Life.
When
Yeah, yeah,
applying
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
project management, yeah, but it's not my discipline. I studied Africa and international development during my master's.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry. Just on the side, like great skills, by the way.
Uh,
Thank you. Yeah, and I guess two more questions. First of all, like, is there a possible way, like, to advise people on the process of the interview, like what the interview criteria were, the questions, or like how to prep for the interview?
All right, I didn't touch on the interview because if during the interview you have a lot of people to assist you, you get, because very few people make it to interview, and because it's very few people that make it to interview, you have a lot of people that are willing to assist you. So that's why I didn't touch on the interview. I think the what you need to know in this session is like based on the application process and even get yourself to the interview. So usually when people get interview, which is like a very selected few, I have like a one-on-one free one-on-one mock interview with them. Okay, that is what I do to help them prepare rigorously. But what can you expect during the interview? It is questions as to why do you want to study in the UK, what have you been doing, like tell us about your leadership experience, because most of these scholarships are focused on leadership. So tell us about your leadership experience, tell us about your voluntary experience. If you come to the UK, what do you aim to do for your community when you go back? So those are kind of the questions that you will get. If you're in this session and you get an interview this year, reach out to me. I'm happy to do a mock interview with you to prepare you based on the scholarship that you get.
Thank you. That's very kind, because I was gonna ask if it's possible to connect with you on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And my last question is probably not in relation to UK scholarship.
No.
Because yeah, I'm more interested in other scholarship outside of UK. So, and I was gonna ask, like, I know you mentioned about the Korea one, which is something of keen interest to myself. Did you
Yeah.
apply for any other scholarship aside from the Korea one? And also, is there also probably connect with you about the Korean one, like the processes and the application?
Yeah, the Global Career Scholarship is another rigorous scholarship with lengthy application process. I have a YouTube video on Global Career Scholarship. You can search it.
Thank you.
However, if time allow, because the process for the application is going to open in February. It's usually open in February. It could be February 2nd or February 12th. But you need to start now. Like you need to prepare and start now. There's a lot of things. The application is like UK application process for scholarship is easier than Korea. Korea is still in the analog time. They need you to like physically print out your documents, notarize them, legalize them, go to the Ministry of Education, package your document, write the application, fill the application, gather it, take it to DHL, send it to Korea. So you see how rigorous and straining and draining that is. So I've done a video on my process in 2021. many things would have changed. For example, I think they now need a compulsory English test. During my time, I was able to use my English language proficiency letter, but you can still find some information relevant as to the process. Just type Global Korea Scholarship Sole Sojosule and you find the video on YouTube. However, if time allows, I'm planning to do a webinar because it opens in February. I don't know how much time I will have for me to do that for people to prepare ahead. But yeah, if I do have the time, I'll plan for the webinar, and you can, if you follow me, you get the information if I plan for it. If I eventually don't go through it, just go to my YouTube channel, you find information. But if you're interested in the Global Korea Scholarship, go to my YouTube, find the video, and start preparing now. In fact, your time starts now, because it's a very rigorous process. It will make you come across so many institutions in Nigeria, and you know how difficult it is to deal with Nigeria institutions, like how slow they are and how
I'm
how
currently,
drained they
sorry,
are.
sorry to call you. I currently reside in UK. So
Oh,
yeah, so yeah, that's why. Yeah. I'm a
so
UK resident,
you
so that's
do
why.
okay. Where did you do you have an undergraduate degree
Yes, in UK.
in the UK?
Yes, I've got 2 degrees already.
And you are of African descent?
I'm a British national.
You are a British national.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though initially I was watching this for like one of my cousins who is currently in Nigeria, so like to kind of advise her on the tips.
Advice, okay.
So, but then
So
you
who
mentioned the Korea
advice
bit as well.
you or the cousin?
Pardon?
Who should I
The
advise?
UK one is for my cousin, but the Korean one is for me because I've been looking to move to Korea.
Okay, you are a UK, you are a British national.
Yeah.
So what I don't know, Korea has like a quota that they give to different countries. You get, so like different countries, different quota. So because you're a British national, I'm not sure of the quota that they give to the UK, or if there is a specific. I'm not sure. Okay, what you need to
Yeah.
do after this section is to go to eligible countries for the Global Korea Scholarship to see if the UK is there. Okay,
Okay.
because some of these scholarship are biased towards developed countries. You get, like UK, US. They feel like people there are privileged, so they want to concentrate on developing countries and all. But you need to check if the UK has a quota in the Global Korea Scholarship. You can just do a quick Google search now to see.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll drop you a message on Instagram now just to to connect for future purpose. Yeah.
All right. Then if you are in the UK, then you have luck, because if you're in the UK and the Global Korea Scholarship has quota for the UK, then you're lucky, because you many things will be easier for you, like getting your transcript, notarizing, and sending your documents should be very easy for you then. Yeah. But you have to check if the UK has a quota. They have specific number of people they pick from different countries. Just a quick Google search will help you figure that out.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you.
I just
Thank
want
you so much. Sorry for holding up everyone. Sorry.
It's all right.
So thank you for that. So I just want to say this though. So now for us to run through a lot of questions. Let's just keep it to one question for now. If there's
Yeah.
more time, maybe people can ask more than one question. But for now, let's just keep it to one question. So the next person on the queue is Mr. Sunday. Sunday.
Yes, good evening. Can you hear me?
Can you hear
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've listened to you so far. I think you have shared some very important tips. Regarding the scholarship in the UK, I'm the data analyst. My area of specialization is under the quantitative research analyst. So I wanted to confirm if there's a scholarship in that line that can apply, because I actually applied to the US before. Unfortunately, late last year I was denied. So I'm looking at applying to a UK if there's an opportunity in that my profession.
The Chevening scholarship gives you opportunity to apply for anything you want, so you can target the Chevening scholarship. The Commonwealth scholarship as well gives you opportunity to apply for anything you want based on the Commonwealth team. But the Mastercard has some specific courses. You say data analytics, but they have courses in like informatics and some things that are related but not really specifically data analytics. So you can check these two. They give you flexibility to apply for anything you want.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So I just want to also remind you, is there a way we can actually get a link to your YouTube page so that people can access all the resources you sent?
Oh yeah, I can put it in the chat. Just give me a moment. I'll find it and put it in the chat.
Or
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
do it this way. We can also put it in the group instead.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Now let's go to Vivian.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for this session. I actually applied for the Mastercard scholarship and I didn't actually submit the application because I had challenges like the application fee with the University of Oxford. And then I tried to actually know if I could get a waiver for the English language test. So my question is with Edinburgh, do I need to, and then some of those courses also require that I write a GRE. So I wanted to I got stuck for the University of Oxford. I didn't complete the application. So my question is with Edinburgh, do I need to pay an application fee? And then can I get like an English language waiver, or can I use like a letter of proficiency because I have that already? And then for those courses also, how elaborate are their courses? Are there like options that would not require me to write GRE? So that's my question.
Okay. I want to now project that when you are applying for Edinburgh, you are applying to the school rather than the scholarship. Is that what you were doing?
To Oxford, you mean? I was applying to Oxford, yes.
Okay. What of Edinburgh?
Sorry?
What of Edinburgh?
No, I didn't apply. I just want to apply maybe this year. I want to try.
Okay. So Mastercard scholarship targets, the purpose of the scholarship is to target people who are less financially buoyant, people from humble background. So what they do is that they waive application fees, they pay for English language, GRE, and anything that you need. So there's usually specific information as to how you can get that fee waiver. Either they'll give like specific email that who you need to message to get a fee waiver to proceed to the next application. You get. Yes, so there's usually a fee waiver because they understand that you don't have money to pay for that fee. So they usually will waive that fee for you. When you get to the fee point, you email someone, they go to the back end of the application, allow your application to go through without a fee waiver, and you continue the application. And if need be, they'll pay. If there is no way to go about that, they'll pay for it. So Mastercard is like that. So if you start early and you read the information, you know who you need to contact. What I can't do now for the Oxford is if you need to apply to the school and scholarship at the same time. I can't speak to that yet because I have not gone through the process.
Yes, that's what the process is for Oxford. That's what it's like.
You need to apply to the university first.
Yes, you need to apply to the university first.
Before you apply to the scholarship.
To the scholarship, yes.
So they'll say that if you're applying for Mastercard scholarship, contact this person for a fee waiver. There will be like a department, maybe admissions team email that you need to email. Pay attention to that. There are all those small information that can be at the bottom somewhere. So that's how you need to navigate that. Then for Edinburgh, you don't need to pay for the GRE or TOEFL or IELTS. They'll pay for it. And the courses in Edinburgh, if Edinburgh requires that you apply to Mastercard first. So once you get the scholarship, any obstacle, they'll help you clear it. Any monetary obstacle, they'll help you clear it. So you don't need to worry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Kolade, you're gone. Who is next? Tina.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, and thank you so much for this very insightful session. So my question was about short courses. And by short courses, I mean courses that people do for 6 months. For example, in Harvard, you could see people do negotiation mastery, or maybe Yale School, people can do an accelerated management program, or University of Cambridge, things like leadership or communication or influence. And these things can last for just 6 months or 3 months, right? These are short courses that are like master courses in these prestigious universities. So I was thinking if any of these scholarships could target those short courses. Like, for example, myself, I am thinking of doing stuff like that. but I don't want to do a whole 1-year program because I already have a master's degree.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, doing those short bursts of courses and using scholarships for them. So please, could
Yeah.
you elaborate? Thank you.
Unfortunately, for all these programs, you need to do at least 1 year masters for you to be eligible. They will tell you that the program you're applying must be at least 1 year, not more than 1 year, not less than 1 year. So yeah, they don't fund short courses.
Okay, but do they do things in these universities like Cambridge, Harvard? Of course, I've heard you say Oxford.
Mm.
All those,
There are short courses in those universities, but they are not funded. They are not funded, so you have to pay for them to get those funding. Except you want to target other institutions, like maybe other fellowships that are giving fee waivers or short courses, leadership programs in Oxford. Okay, but when it comes to scholarships in the UK and these ones I've mentioned, they don't fund all the scholarships I mentioned don't fund these courses, but you can target other. They are like NGOs that are looking to fund some leadership courses and things like that. They may be willing to do that independently within their own um body to fund those courses for you, some fellowship programs and some accelerator program. You can find them on Opportunity for Young People. There's a website called Opportunity for Young People. You find those kind of organizations and courses and fellowships and opportunities there. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Yes, I think the next person is Paul.
Okay, opportunities for youth. I'll send the link to the chat.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My question is, I would like to know which of these scholarships that you mentioned, a great session, by the way, which of
Thank
these scholarships you mentioned do you advise would be best suited for someone interested in doing a PhD in data science, for example? Because currently I have a master's from the United Kingdom as well, a master's in finance. But when I did that, when I went through that, I returned back to Nigeria. So I'm actually interested in doing a PhD in data science. And as
The
we know, so I would like to have an idea on that.
Yes, the Commonwealth scholarship has two parts, masters and PhD. So you can target the Commonwealth scholarship application in 2025. They have now submitted the application for 2025. So you need to submit for 2025 coming to the UK in 2026. So target it. I think it opens around November or October. But you can start reading about it from now so you can prepare your application. But yeah, the scholarship for you is the Commonwealth PhD program.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So the next person is Ebere. Then we'll just go to the comment section. I think there are a lot of questions there.
Okay.
Okay, good evening, Kolade. Thank you for moderating. Good evening, Solis.
Good evening.
It was indeed an insightful session.
Thank you.
My question is, can one have started schooling and then still apply for these scholarships? Like, okay, I'm doing a 2-year course and probably I've gone 3 months, 4 months, and then I apply for the scholarship. Is that possible?
Yeah, as far as you're ready to abandon your program, if you get a scholarship, you can apply. Yeah, you can apply if you started a course. But if they give you the scholarship, you need to be able to abandon your program and take on the scholarship. So you can apply as far as you have an undergraduate and you're looking for a master's, or you have a master's and you're looking for a PhD. It doesn't matter if you've already started your program, but you should be available to pick on the offer if they send to you. Yeah, you can apply.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. So just jump into the comment section. I think this one, I can answer this one with a simple word. This one says, please, is there any scholarship for undergraduates? So I'll say yes. So let's move to the next one. It makes it easy. This is very, okay, yeah. So does NYC count as volunteer experience? Is age a constraint? Do we have to apply / gain admission in the university before applying for the scholarship? That's one person asking 3.
Okay. Is NYC counted as volunteering experience? Yes. it's counted. What's the second one?
Is age a constraint for scholarship?
Oh yeah, age can be a constraint for some of the scholarships I mentioned. For Mastercard, you have to be 35 and under, 35 years old and under before you can apply. You have to check Chevening and Commonwealth for their own specific whatever, but I know of the Mastercard own. You have to check there. Then do you have to apply for the university or for the scholarship? I've answered that one today.
Great. So the next one says, please, are you able to share both the record? Okay, yes, we share the recording and the slides. Okay, yes, I think the slide will be in the recording, but I think, do you say you want to share that or?
I can share if I don't mind sharing. Yeah.
Okay, great. So someone saying I had a 2-2 in my BS in agric accounts, but I've got on to get 2 masters in computer science and another in data science, and I got a decision in both. What are my chances of getting a scholarship for a PhD in data science? Just looking at my academic qualifications.
Sure, you can. PhD usually wouldn't mind if you have a 2-2. When I say you have a 2-1, I'm referring to masters. PhD usually wouldn't mind because they want to determine your research capability. So as far as you can show your papers and show your research, PhD will be, and you can write your research questions and your research whatever, PhD will take you. They don't mind 2-1 or 2-2 at that point anymore.
Great. I'm laughing because this person wrote an article. So it says, for the transcript. Sorry, can you mute yourself, please? Oh, sorry. Can you mute yourself, please? Great. Right. So it says, can you hear me, Solis? Okay, great. So I think this person says, for the transcript, can the student transcript be used for application of the scholarship? Then we can submit the main transcript after we get the scholarship, because the scholarship transcript is cheaper, and since we will be applying for more than one scholarship, I think the student transcript help reduce cost. I think you're on mute. You're on mute.
Usually they need your official university stamped transcripts. That's what they need from you, like official one. However, if you don't have the official one and the scholarship is closing, you don't have anything to lose, right? Just apply and leave the rest in the hands of God. Once they see that you are standing, they may ask you to submit your other transcript if you have it then. So if you have the student one, I would say use it, but don't be lazy that because you have the student one, you refuse to chase the main one, because the main one is what they need. So wherever possible, use the official school issued transcript.
Great. Which scholarship support PhD in data science?
Commonwealth, Commonwealth PhD.
Yes, and nothing again I'll add to that is that, like she said, even some schools, they also like they give scholarships. So if you if you already know the school you're probably targeting, you can also go to their website, see what opportunities there are.
Also, you can check findaphd.com. I'll find the URL. It is for searching for PhD. You don't even need to target all this big scholarship to find a PhD. Target university studentship. They have research money they are dishing out for you to research for them. So let me look for the website. I'll send it. If you're looking for PhD, go to find a phd.com and you find it there.
So great.
Okay.
So
go on.
Yeah, the next one is, will you share the recording? Yes. The next one is saying, can you share the link to the YouTube page? You'll do that on the WhatsApp group. Someone said just search for Silas. Is that you? Okay, someone said just search. Someone already. Oh, I think you already even shared the stuff. Okay, yes. If you check the comment section, the link to our YouTube page is there. Also, we share it on the WhatsApp group anyway, so you don't have to worry. Then I think she shared on that resource. Okay, good evening. Are there scholarship application for undergraduate students transferring from a Nigerian university to do a final year in UK?
No.
Yeah, that's a complex case, so I would agree with you. Yes. Can you do the master's degree as a part-time course while working a full-time job?
No scholarship will fund that.
Great.
Well, you can do it if you have money, but scholarship will not fund that one.
Right. So we've actually exhausted. Yeah.
Well, there's an option for you though. There's an online scholarship. So some of these Mastercard scholarship have online that you have to be in your home country and you can study in the UK. So that way you can be working and doing your job and studying. You can target online one.
Yeah, so I just want to say those. We've started the one in the comment section. Do you have any, like, we can take 1 or 2 questions before we now wrap up. Do you guys have any 1 or 2 questions? We're happy to take these ones. Do you have any one or two questions you want to ask? Okay, is there a scholarship for HND holders that want to apply for master's program? Yeah. Did you get that? There's a question. So this.
Yeah, what's the question?
Is there a scholarship for HND holder that want to apply for master's program?
Chevening, you can use Chevening. You can apply for Chevening because Chevening require that you get admission to a UK university. So if you apply for Chevening, target a UK university that accepts HND, then you can then apply for Chevening. So among all the scholarship that I mentioned, it's only Chevening you can apply if you have HND.
Great. Can I confirm also with this question that so before you actually apply for scholarship, you should already have the student offer. You should already have the offer to study at the university, or how does that work? Can you confirm that?
I didn't get it. Ask again.
So the question is, before you apply to any scholarship, are you required to have the offer to study at a university, or how does that
No.
work? Okay.
No, based on everything I've explained so far, you will know that every scholarship have their own process. So my advice for you is that chase the scholarship, don't chase the school, okay? All the scholarship that I mentioned, chase them. Your concern should be them. Then when you go to them, they will tell you how to apply, okay? Because if you go and have admission and you don't have money to fund the admission, how will you study? So you need to chase the funding first. The funding will now tell you where to apply and where to submit your application. So you don't have to have offer in the universities. Chase the scholarship, and then if you are chasing scholarship like Chevening, they will now direct you to apply for them and apply to a university. So your concern should be the instruction that the scholarship is telling you to follow. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. I think someone is asking, I'll just take these final two questions and we'll move on. Someone is saying, oh, is there a scholarship for geography student MSc?
There is scholarship for geography students in Chevening. Chevening, you can apply for anything, fine arts, music, arts, anything at all. So if you are looking for anything, as far as you can prove your point that it is going to impact and create impact, you can apply for anything at all in Chevening.
Right. Does the Mastercard and Commonwealth scholarship provide master's program in law? I think you just okay. Yeah.
Mastercard does not give you program in law. It gives you specific courses, and law is not one of them. So you can't study law. For Chevening, they put a cap on the amount that you can, on the school fees that you can apply. So I don't know if their law program is higher than that, but I think you may be able to apply for Chevening.
Great. So what if you have a degree from an international university outside your home country? Does it limit your chances of securing a scholarship?
No, it doesn't.
Great. So I think that's the sum of all the questions. I mean, I just want to say one thing so far though. Can you guys put in the comment section an emoji to show that you actually learned one or two things? What's your key takeaway? Can you put in the comments? Yeah.
Yes. Before you take that, the last disclaimer will be that all the knowledge I've shared in this session is based on my experience in applying for scholarship. It does not represent Chevening scholarship. It does not represent Mastercard scholarship. It does not represent any of the scholarship mentioned. It is just me as a person going through the process and sharing the knowledge I've gathered from the process. So, okay. So, last disclaimer.
Thank you very much for sharing. I just want to say, if one person can actually unmute his or her mic, one person to just give like a key takeaway you actually took in just like maybe one sentence. One person just unmute the mic, then we'll wrap up.
Hi.
Great. Thank you, Tina.
Yeah, so this was very insightful, very kind, and very generous of you guys to put this together for us, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is the key to opportunities that people don't know ever existed. So thank you so much. I was really, gratified attending.
Great.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you for joining and thank you for joining. So, Solis, do you have any final sentence, anything you want to say to inspire people?
Final thing I want to say is that, which I didn't touch on, is that this process is going to test you, is going to try your resolve, and is going to try you as a person and how much you can take. What is your elastic limit when you are being faced with so many things? In this process, you don't expect it to be rosy. You expect rejections. You expect to put in a lot of hours into writing something. You say, oh, this is really nice. And then you submit it and you get rejection. But don't let that deter you. Don't let that make you say, I'm not applying again. I did my first application in 2019. January 2019 was when I did my first application, then submitted many others in 2019, and I got all rejections. But that didn't deter me for applying again in 2020. I even went harder, applied for so many, got rejected in Chevening, got rejected in others, but I was able to get the Mastercard and the Korea scholarship. Me that was looking for scholarship got two at once. That's something I didn't expect. If I gave up in 2019, I wouldn't have gotten two and even had to choose one. Okay. So be ready to research. If you are not used to research, you should be ready to research. You should be ready to be proactive. It is going to pay you. This is the only time that being proactive pays you. That is why I am angry when people say, where is the link? I don't expect that you're applying for scholarship and you're asking where is the link, because link is the easiest thing to get on Google. So if you're asking for where is the link, how do you write your essay? How do you pass your interview? How do you get information that can help you to get the scholarship? So don't be lazy. don't be don't take the initiative. Don't wait for things to happen for you. Make things happen for yourself. It is going to pay a lot. You will find yourself, you will be faced with so many challenges. The institutions, if you're in Nigeria, is going to frustrate you. Getting your transcript can take 6 months. Your lecturer can take time, but don't allow all this to weigh you down. I encourage you. All you need is just 1 year, 1 year to make the difference for you. And what that thing you're looking for, you just see that it will happen for you. So start your process now. Start now. If you plan to apply for scholarship, start researching every information now. Put your documents together now. Don't do a very quick process and submit. There's no benefit. I can tell you, in 2019, that's what I did, and I got rejection. So take your time to plan, write very well, and submit, and you will get that scholarship. So I encourage you all to start the process now, and I pray that you get your desired scholarship.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to say one thing before you go though. What about people that probably need your mentorship or they need your support? How can they contact you? They need your professional service. So how can they reach out to you?
Okay. For scholarship, mostly I organize webinars like this to give information for free. I do not charge for my webinars. However, for one-on-one sessions, or you need me privately, I'm sorry, I will not be able to do that for free because I have so many other things that I do. So I charge for that, and I have a personal booking link on my website. So if you need a one-on-one session to ask questions or tailored information or review your documents and all of that, you can book that on my website. But if you want general information and question and answer section like this, stay glued to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'll share the information on webinars, and you can attend just like we did here.
Yeah, but how can they access the website though?
Oh, okay. It's www.solesogestule.com. I'll send it to the URL. I'll send the URL now.
Okay, great. We might also put that in the group. No worries. Yes. So yeah, thank you guys very much for joining in. Do you have anything else to say before we end the session?
I want to say thank you for attending. I know so many people registered for this particular webinar, and congratulations that you are here. If I had this information maybe around 2017, maybe I'd have been in the UK like immediately I graduated. So I'll say congratulations, you are here. Like Tina said, Tina, I guess information is key. What made the difference for me is access to information, and I'll say congratulations, you have access to the information. You have the key to your future now. I encourage you to use it. That's just it.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. And of course, we thank you guys for joining in. Yeah, that's it, So that's it from us. You guys should go enjoy your Friday night then.
All right. Thank you very much, and have an amazing evening, everyone. Goodbye.
Yeah, so
Thank
you're not
you.
going, right? Can you just stay behind before
Okay.
you?
Okay. All right.
So you guys can go though. Thank you for joining in. People don't want to go. People want to keep.
You have about 100 people and you're waiting for all of them to leave. Nice.
No, they're actually about for 3 like for something.
Okay,
Is that going down? Yeah.
okay, that's nice.
Great.
Have you stopped recording?
Oh, let me do that. So.